Hello people, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this twisted metal ring in Autodesk Inventor 2024, so let's get started. Alright, to get started we're going to come over to the left here and go to New, and then we're going to come to English or Metric. English if you want to use inches, Metric if you want to use millimeters. I'm going to stay in standard inch.ipt for inches. You can click on that and then click Create down here. So to start this, I'm going to come up to the top left and click on 2D Sketch. I'm going to pick one of these vertical planes, either one works. Let's do this one. And then I'm going to start with a circle. I'm going to put it right about here on this line. It doesn't matter how big. And then I'll dimension this to be, let's say, 0.3 inches. Now let's put another circle down here and make it touch that one, and then a second one to touch that one. Then I'm going to come to constraints up here at the top and click on this tangent constraint and click on this left circle and then this right circle. And that will make them tangent right here. Click escape to get out of that. Then go up to the dimension tool and make both of these circles 0.3 inches as well. Now I'm going to do another circle, and I'm going to put this about in the center of these. Let's just put it right here. I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to click on construction, make this a construction line. Click escape, and then I'm going to come back to the tangent tool, and I'm going to click on this tiny circle we just made, and then this top circle, and then the tiny circle again, and then the side circle. One more time, just like that. Click escape. And now we have a center point for this shape that we've made. I'm going to click the constraint tool over here, the coincidence constraint, and click on the center of this tiny circle, and then the center of our origin. Now we have this. I'm going to finish my sketch, and now I'm going to start a new 2D sketch. I'm going to pick the plane that is perpendicular to the sketch, so if we're doing it on this sketch, we're going to do it on this sketch now. So it kind of looks like that. Now, I'm going to come up to the circle tool up here, and start on this vertical line right here, click way up here, and then drag down until I touch this origin right here. I'm going to dimension this big circle, and let's make this about 1.5 inches. Click enter, and then finish your sketch. Then I'm going to come up to the sweep tool, or up here at the top left, click on that, and then for profiles I'm going to select these three that we made down here, and then this path I'm going to select the giant circle that we made. Once I click on that, I'm going to come down to twist now, and I'm going to make this 360 degrees. Now you can stay with 360, or you can multiply it by 2 or 3 or 4. I'm going to start with 2 by now, because that's going to make it rotate around itself 2 times when it goes around this circle. So if I click OK now, you'll see that it makes the shape. And you can play around with this if you come to this plus next to the sweep, and you can edit the sketch one. And let's make these dimensions a little bit nicer. Let's come up here, and let's make that, let's make that. So if I edit this one, I can make this 0.5, finish sketch, and it will make that a bit bigger. You can also make it smaller. You can also play around with sketch 2 and make this bigger or smaller. You can also change the shape entirely. So if I came over to rectangle right here, if I did something like this, I put a rectangle right here on this baseline. I can click on this origin to dimension to this line. Let's say I make that 1 inch, and then I do the same thing on the other side, 1 inch, and then make this 2 inches. This can still go on down, so let's do a coincidence constraint on this line to this origin. Now, let's add a fillet around these corners just to make it not as harsh. Let's do 0.4. What would that look like? I think that's good. Click on all these corners, and then finish your sketch. It's going to give you an error, but it's okay. You can double click on this sweep to edit it, and you can select a new path. So it's giving us another issue now, and this might be something that you run into, so I'm going to cover it. You can come into the plus sign right here, and the issue is our square right here is not big enough. So I'm going to come in here and make this 3 inches instead, make this 1.5 and 1.5. That's making it about 1.5 times bigger. Now that doesn't fix it, so we're going to come back into sketch number 2, and we're going to make these fillets bigger. So let's try 0.6 now, and see if that helps a little bit. And it looked like that did. So there's a few things that you can mess around with to try and get it to change its shape and get it to work properly. You can also come in here into sketch 1 again and change these shapes entirely if you wanted to. You can delete all that. If I were to do a spline up here, I could do something like this. Just a basic shape like that. If I come into origin and turn this back on, Alt V to turn that back on, put a point in the center. I can circle tool and make this go around its origin. Let's say 3 times to make it less crowded. Finish sketch, accept. I can select new profiles, so these 3 that I just made, and click OK. Now the issue here is that my path isn't big enough, so let's just come in here again and let's just double that to make it huge. So I'll make that 6, we'll make that 3, and we'll make this 3 as well. And finish sketch. Oh, and the fillets, I forgot about those. Let's do 1.5 and finish sketch. So you can see, you can do some pretty interesting shapes here, and it comes out differently every time. Now, one last thing that I'd like to cover is how I add materials to these objects for my thumbnails. I'm going to click on one of these strands right here, and hold Control to select both of them. And then I'm going to come up to the top right here where it says default. I'm going to scroll through and kind of find one that looks good to me. I'm going to go with metal 1400F hot down here. Click on that, and as you can see, it changed that material. Now if I select this one right here, make sure it's got all sides of it, I can come back up to default, and I can select a new material. So let's do one of the ones under it. Let's do this, metal 1800F hot. That looks like a gold kind of color. Now, the last one, select this last one, make sure we have all sides of it, then go up to default, and we're going to do gold metal. I think that looks pretty cool. Alright, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, leave a thumbs up on the bottom of this video. If you have any suggestions or comments, you can leave a comment in this video. My Instagram is going to be in the description. You guys can message me on there with any comments, suggestions, all that stuff as well. So, yeah, I hope you guys liked it. Have an amazing day, and I will see you later. Goodbye.